Monk on the beat.
What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys, and of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and of course, hop in the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below. And of course, as we get rolling here tonight, guys, it's been a while since you've seen and heard from us, right?
Midweek, Wednesday, but it's the first night of the week here on My Cowboys Family, so keep that in mind. We got to shout out those that rep the boards for the first time this week and give you who are some of the leaders on all our boards here. And we got, again, basically 3 days of news to talk about. But again, there wasn't much news the last two, not even today. So we just compiled everything into almost a Cowboy quickie, a 3-day quickie. Not quick at all, but the stream should not be too crazy. We'll have some discussions, though, for sure. And we signed a player. Discuss it all here in a minute. Jerry, he's pretty damn rich, especially in the sports world. So we're going to get to this and more here, guys. But before we can kick off our first night of the week here on a Wednesday, we got to shout out those that make the thing go round. And shout out the new and old winners that we've seen here on the boards, like the man for the first time and in a very big raffle. Tonight's raffle night for the month of March. Harley Dad in the house, the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King. In the After Dark sessions, the man took it over last week and never let go of the lead. Congrats to Harley Dad, as he gets a bonus raffle entry into tonight's raffle. We'll talk about that in a minute. Harley Dad leading the top boards, but then you also got A. Lavelle, the silver level champion here, 45 months in a row in the membership in the silver level. 8 points left. Definitely attainable. An Aikman 8. It takes down Mr. Lavelle. You take over. Your name takes over on that board. And then if you look at the above boards there, when you look at the gifting membership champion, it is Skeptical Fan. All he had to do is drop one on it. One gifted membership last week was enough for Skeptical Fan to win it, and he goes back to back, just like our 90s Cowboys. So congrats to Mr. Skeptical Fan once again. Now, new week, no one's leading that board. And A. Lavelle had, no one's leading the gifting board, of course. It's a brand new day, first day of the week for us. And then also 8 points for Mr. Lavelle. He's still holding on to that. But who is the leader right now? And again, if you look up there, the sponsor board, the same person leading the overall board is the man that's leading the Cash App board, McLovin. It's the man, McLovin. Yeah. And he's the one on top of the board right now, PayPal style. Let me shout everybody out, because you see other names up there. The last couple of nights of our After Dark on Sunday night and Monday night and Tuesday night, we have Mr. A. Lavelle, who's back in the membership. Gerald Swain back in the membership. Even the wife back in the membership. Jason Renfro back in the membership. IB Thunder dropping a little PayPal in there. Miko dropping some PayPal love, along with more Jason Renfro love there. McLovin love. Grateful Nomad, Sco971, who's up there in second place, Arkansas, and Marissa Sparkle, as well as Skeptical Fan, who's back in the membership there, the star level, and dropped a $2.15 PayPal saying clowns, as in the Jerry Jones.
I would say it's pre-stream love, but it's more like pre-stream getting the poison out with the clown show.
Pre-stream facts. And then Roger Dad Asher also in the Navy Blue Crew. So appreciate all of you, whether joining the memberships, dropping the pre-stream super chats. Could be in the super chat, it could be elsewhere. Pre-stream super chat, you get the thanks button, you can jump in the memberships, or you can gift memberships. But there's 4 other ways you can attack the top spot on the Cash App board. And that's why some of these people's names, like Harley Dad, McLovin, and others, Dolphin fan McLovin, Harley Dad's a Niner fan, but they're part of the family here at MCF, and they usually drop through another way, which gets them tiebreakers, gets them Cash App boards as well. And hey, it's takeover time. So McLovin with the takeover, he's in the lead. We had Harley Dad last week. how are some other ways you can attack that side of the board on top of the, of course, the overall board, baby?
Well, of course, you have the Cash App, money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link lets your comment show up on screen just like a super chat.
That's right. That's right. A lot of different ways to help out the family here, the channel. And, hey, by the way, tonight is a raffle night for that Star and Over Everything level memberships. The monthly jersey raffle for the month of March. We were going to do it Monday, but we were going to do it Tuesday, but we weren't on here. So today we are doing it, and some names fell off, but we're still keeping Seabass in it, even though he's technically out of the Over Everything level. He was in it for the time of time frame of March. So much love to him. He'll be in this raffle, as well as our weekly winners, Jeremy Bramlett, the Brand Man. You have Dead Fool. You have Harley,
right?
McLovin, one of the names in there, and Harley Dad, of course, for the month of March. 4 extra names. You'll see when we do it. When we do the raffle, you'll see it. But we also, this is a good reminder, we do the shout-outs here every night when we go live to the Star and Over Everything level members. So, baby, give them the love.
Thank you very much, Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, Marissa Sparkle, Dwayne Broussard, and The Lunatic.
Yeah, appreciate you all. Those are some of the names you'll see in tonight's raffle, as well as the other 4 I just mentioned. So appreciate everybody on all these sides of things as we kick off a brand new week and a new board, although it's already been a little after darky there, and some membership drops and things that have dropped like that also, pre-stream love. So all that stuff, we're at this point here, midweek, Wednesday, kicking off a 3-day compilation of Cowboy news, info, and updates. But before we get there, you got a big mute button on me. Who's in the house tonight to rock with us about our Dallas Cowboys?
We have Mike Aldana, hello and hi, much love. Rolando Rodriguez in the house. Anon, saying Jerry Jones, clown show, yes, unfortunately.
He's a fan from other team, but yes, he's right.
The number 1 Dallas Cowboy fan in Houston, Eastside Herald.
He's loving it out there.
Juan Carlos, much love to you. Choice Roberts, highly disappointed in this front office so far. Kenzie Bands representing, and honestly, I know a lot of us are kind of, maybe still holding on to that tiny little hope. Maybe Jerry has some crazy plan up his sleeve. Maybe Stephen Jones has some mastermind move that has yet to be unveiled.
There's no more moves.
I wish. Lead Commander, long time no see.
Yeah.
Daniel Berry Sports, thanks for being here. What's up?
DB.
Griff 181, peace and love to you. Texas Twister, stay safe out there on the road. I think I shouted you out already, but just in case, once again, Stephen White, much love. We have, speaking of the love, McLovin.
Yeah.
Take it easy, much love. Well, I'm sure you'll see Mr. MCF
Maybe.
later.
If there's an after dark, you'll see me out there.
Asmodeus, representing. Thanks for rolling through. We have, Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Freedom First was not first. Fuego bringing the heat. Madman, Jerry Jones should look worn out. He is worn out. He's about 30 years worn out. So, what's up, Seabass? He's saying, white flag, waving it now till after the draft. I can't see more than 10 wins, and I can't see him doing anything until after June 1st. So,
no, I'm with you. I mean, I'd say after May 1st. I can see the Cowboys making a couple of moves. But let's get rolling into this thing, baby. Just let's get into it. Did the shout-outs already. By the way, the Jason Renfro drops were Cash App, specifically for the After Dark sessions. The 123, 122, and 161. Yeah, like a $4 and like a $5 and change set of drops there the last couple of days. So big shout-outs to Jason Renfro as well. Now, let's get rolling here. A lot of NFL news, and I'm going to hit you with quick hitters because it's 3 days of it. And I'm not going to dive really deep into all these things, but I do want to touch on some of these things. Just really quickly, the Arizona Cardinals. An NFL arbitrator ordered the Cardinals to pay $3 million to former team executive Terry McDonough for, quote, false and defamatory statements that the team made about him to the media, according to a decision filed in federal court on Monday. So, again, he got $3 million from the Cardinals for the defamatory stuff. Comments. The thing is, I think they told him that he was like an alcoholic, that he was like, always like messing up on the drinking on the job. And so, again, he sued, he won. And there you go.
Yeah, it's a little different from someone else saying it versus like your job.
Yeah. So. Now, very sad story. Vontae Davis, a cornerback from in the NFL, has passed away at the age of 35. This was a couple days ago. Police said that a male was found deceased at home. No foul play was involved. They're still trying to figure out what went on. But, of course, condolences to his family. Very young, 35 years old. And, sad story there, of course. Now, another a legend in Chicago, Chicago Bears great Steve McMichael, older, but again, he's battling ALS. He's been battling it for years, was taken to a hospital on Wednesday because of a urinary tract infection. So they got to keep on top of that or he could pass away. So a lot of different crazy news going on right now. Don't forget Cameron Sutton. Remember we talked about him the last couple of weeks. A veteran cornerback was released, I think, from the Lions. Has been wanted for several weeks by police in Florida for his alleged involvement in a domestic violence case. He turned himself in on Sunday to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. We'll see what happens with that as that continues. And, of course, Rashee Rice. That car accident, we discussed that the other day, and it was in Dallas. It was a Dallas hit and run. So Rashee Rice was, again, he was in the Corvette. He was renting the Lamborghini that was used in that Dallas hit and run, with a collision there by his buddy, but he rented it. It was all under his name. And that's what the attorney for the rental car company confirmed. So they reviewed media reviewed all the text and the contracts, and they confirmed this. So Rashee Rice now has been connected to both vehicles that caused this big crash in Dallas. So he did issue an apology today.
Kind of sounds like he just, like, one of his buddies wanted to, drive a fancy car, and he said, all right, you want, hop in this car.
I mean, the good thing for him, nobody was killed, thank goodness, or even seriously injured.
That's
but
really the only reason that this hasn't turned worse than it did.
He'll be back in the NFL. He's not going to be gone. He probably will be. Again, the worst thing would have been if he had been DUI found at the scene, and then he would have been in a real situation. But again, he didn't even check to see if anyone was all right. That's the bigger thing. I think if he checked everybody was all right and then took off, at least you understand why he didn't want to have alcohol in his breath. Although maybe he didn't want to help because he didn't want to give up the fact that he was drinking. A lot of things out there. A lot of people thinking about what the fuck. Either way,
why you shouldn't drink and drive. It seems like your decision-making process might be altered.
Yeah, Rashee Rice, not a smart move there. Now, how about this situation? Calvin Ridley, right? Jacksonville, he went. Couldn't he go somewhere else? I think he went somewhere else recently. He went to another team for a lot. I mean, they paid a lot for what's his name? For Calvin. I don't know. I said Ridley, not Ridley. There's another guy, Calvin Riley. Calvin Riley, not Ridley. My fault. So a body camera shows Tallahassee Police Department, kind of planting alcohol on Calvin Riley Sr. in his passenger seat. So that whole trial begins around April 5th for him, for the jury trial. But again, obviously it was on body cam. So he's going to be in trouble for what the police obviously planted on him. Marijuana smell, no marijuana found. They opened up alcohol that was sealed in his car, poured it out, and then threw it in his car seat. So it's almost like planting evidence over there in Tallahassee. So we're in the Jacksonville area. Let's move all the way to Kansas City, Missouri. Voters in Jackson County, Missouri, they voted against providing public funding to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas City Royals for stadiums. So that's that's a voting situation where the Chiefs fans are not really, they're not really giving into being part of the stadium and paying into the stadium.
As they shouldn't.
Well, the Chiefs try to, quote, socialize cost and privatize profit, according to those against it. They used the Mahomes and Kelsey kind of advertising to lobby for this tax. The voters voted no. Now we're going to see if the Chiefs threaten the way that they kind of said they were going to leave. They might leave Kansas City. But I doubt they'll move. I think it's just a threat. Now, I will say this. Remember, the Cowboys got $340 million from the city of Frisco to build the Ford Center and the Star facility. Plus, the city and the Frisco ISD have to pay the Cowboys to use the stadium, even though the city owns it. So, again.
By the way, for those of you guys who maybe don't have kids, ISD, school district.
Yes.
So, the local schools that use AT&T Stadium, or even like the Star in Frisco or any of these facilities, right? What? They still have to pay to
Which
use
is part of the Frisco.
Facilities.
Yeah, it's part of like the city, but they're paying the Cowboys. They're paying Jerry. Jerry just makes that money. Jerry knows. He knows how to make that money. We'll talk about Jerry in a minute. But what about this relocation to from Kansas City? Where are they going to go? It's kind of trending out there. We know the mayor of Dallas is rooting for the Chiefs to relocate back to the city. Remember he had talked about this a year ago, that he wanted two teams in Dallas because it could handle it. It's a football city, right? He said, quote, "As I have said previously, our market is big enough and growing enough and loves football more than enough to support a second NFL team in Dallas, especially a franchise with deep roots here." Of course, the Chiefs originally were the Dallas Texans, I think. They went, and they were in Dallas. They went out there to KC to establish and the Kansas City Chiefs eventually. But the owner, Clark Hunt, lives in Dallas. And his father founded the Chiefs in 1959 in Dallas, the Dallas Texans. So Jerry Jones would rather drop a nuclear bomb in the city of Dallas before letting another NFL team there.
Yeah, you know that old-timey Western, thing where it's like, this town ain't big enough for the two of us? Yeah. Well,
the mayor's trying to say it is big enough for the both of them. But
I think Jerry disagrees.
Well, Jerry hasn't said anything about it, but we know Jerry don't like it. And the one thing I would say, listen, we don't live in Dallas, so we're not like this.
We don't have a personal bone here.
Yeah, but I'll say this though: a second team in Dallas would push Jerry Jones to maybe do a little better. Maybe that's the best pressure you're gonna get on Jerry Jones, to maybe say, I got to be better than that team. Because right now the Houston Texans are making more moves than we are, and they're looking better than we are, and that's pretty embarrassing there, Jerry. And that's in Houston. So if you got a team near Dallas, that's going to be right up Jerry's a-hole there. So it's going to be, I don't think it's going to happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the Chiefs are going to use different threats. One of them may be, I'm going to Dallas, since the mayor wants another team there.
So, and I was going to say, the mayor's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. It's also kind of that, implied, we want a winning team back in Dallas type of. That's what I'm saying. That's obviously the unspoken statement there that's really kind of rankling Jerry. But realistically speaking, Jerry, from a financial standpoint, would never, ever, ever release the absolute freaking chokehold that he has.
On the city of Dallas,
the Cowboys market. And real honestly though, I think it would help. Just because I feel like the Chiefs, it would turn into
city rival.
Just because you either love the Cowboys or you hate the Cowboys. So if you are in the Dallas area, you're either going to be a hardcore Cowboy fan or you'll start rooting for the Chiefs just on principle. You know,
everybody in Dallas is a Dallas fan. Hey. So, anyways,
exactly. No one gives a shit about what Jerry wants, right? Mike Brandon, what's up? Chalk to Montana said Jerry ain't pissed about shit. That Chiefs move will crumble him and his franchise. Now, one thing I'll say too, I'm pretty proud of the fact that the people of Kansas City and beyond, basically said, get bent to these super rich NFL teams and owners. You want your own stadium? Pay for it yourself. You're going to threaten to leave? Where the heck are you going to go?
Yeah, that's the big question.
It's not like every place is really waiting with open arms to throw
can I give you more money? Yeah, exactly.
Money, and you're already in Kansas City.
Listen, that's the thing.
Let's be real.
When you're the Chiefs, though, you're the champions, right? So that's a championship team going and taking that history away from KC. So the Chiefs know that the fans, the people vote, they know that the Chiefs ain't going anywhere. Trust me. Not after winning Super. That guy just leave and become the freaking, the Nebraska Chiefs. That'll be horrible for the entire run they had. It'll be a while to get used to that. It's just too much marketing value right now going into the Chiefs. They're not going anywhere. So they just have to live at Arrowhead a little longer. Now I want to go on to the Chiefs. This is actually. I started with the move, or the possible move, or the threat, or whatever, to the players. Listen to some of the moves they're making. They actually signed free agent quarterback Carson Wentz, the Chiefs.
Okay. He
had a 1-year deal with the Chiefs. Now he's going to be with Reed. He's going to be backing up, or possibly a backup. He might have to fight that out, to Patrick Mahomes. So that's a move there. Now the Chiefs also brought in free agent running back. Now, we talk about running backs, and this is one of the guys on my list, J.K. Dobbins. Cleared for medical, cleared injury, medical clearing. He can practice now. He can do football stuff. So now he's one of the best names left at the running back position. He went to Kansas City, was there on a visit, and, according to according to his people, and he's a former Ravens starting running back, they said, his agent said, quote, he's expected to have a home very soon. That's implying Kansas City. Literally the next day, the Chiefs agree to terms with their former first-round pick, another name on my list, if not even higher, CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is now a Chief again. He stayed in Kansas City. You figure they were moving on for him. They did not, because he's going to be cheap. Now, he got a 1-year deal. I would love to know the numbers. They have not been released yet, but when they do, you bet your ass I'm going to repeat them here. So I'm curious. Now, they still got Kareem Hunt and a couple other guys out there floating around.
Truly the definition of if he wanted to, he would. Like, man, if our Cowboys really wanted to make even a small move, right, we could.
See, that's a move. Hilarious.
And I'm not talking, like the veteran minimum deals, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking like a similar move here.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear the deal, because I believe it's going to be close to probably like $1.5 million, and it might top out at $2 million. Like, that's all you would have need to get a Clyde Edwards-Helaire in here. I'm just gonna say
anybody in the chat want to take that over under for Mr. MCS?
The reason I think it's going to be $2 million max, around that range, because the Chiefs got him back. That's a team-friendly deal of some sort. A 1-year deal, a prove-it deal with Kansas City. They obviously have plans for him. He'll say, okay, he's rolling the dice with them. They're a winning team. They're going to be seen. So, I don't know. Look, in Dallas, he would have been the front man, but the Cowboys probably didn't even offer him a goddamn contract. So, the point here now turns, from my mind, from Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who obviously, when they spoke with J.K. Dobbins, something they didn't like about him or trust about him. Mm-hmm. So they went with their old guy, their guy back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, on his 5th year now in the NFL. So he's going to stay in Kansas City. When that number comes back, I want to know what it is. Remember, he was their starting running back, and was doing well until the middle of 2022. Since then, the last year and a half, he's been like barely used, which means he ain't even banged up. It's a good deal for the Chiefs to keep him. They know him, he knows them, and it would have been great if the Cowboys made a move for him. With him, Rico Dowdle, and you draft the fucking running back. That's the way you go. But hey, we'll see what the number. If it's $3-4 million, the Cowboys would never have done it. $2 million, Cowboys are the clowns. They're the clown show. That's the front office. Now, don't know anybody has any thoughts about running backs. That's really all I have about running backs today. Mm-hmm. So if there's any comments about that, interrupt me. But that's the running back segment of free agency right now. We also had, remember I talked about the Lions tight end? They're blocking tight end. I made a kind of big deal about this. Yes. His name is Brock Wright. He had a tender signed with the Lions for a 1-year deal, like $3 million. The Niners gave him a 3-year, $12 million deal to add their third blocking tight end. And they only had 5 days to match it. Well, today, the Lions matched it.
Damn.
He's staying in. This is a big sought-after tight end that's getting $4 million a year to block. Obviously, he's got some skills blocking. So the point is, the Lions
blocking tight ends are a much higher commodity this offseason than I expected.
If that's the case, then we got Luke Schoonmaker. So he's a blocking tight end. But this guy here, Brock Wright, the Lions matched the 3-year, $12 million offer sheet. It included $6 million guaranteed. So they matched it. He stays in Detroit. Again, restricted free agent. He was a restricted free agent. They allowed him to speak with other teams. Brock Wright, he did sign with the Niners, but again, the Lions retain their run blocking tight end. So, $4 million is what you're cheap, but you're better pure blocking. Not a receiving tight end, but a blocking tight end goes for now about $4 million. You see the pass catching ones going for 12, 13, 14 million, right? The ones that can do both, those are going for 13, 14, 15 million. But the ones that are, just the pass catching, those are like 8 million, in that range, We got Ferguson starting. We got Schoonmaker as our run blocking tight end. We're going to have John Stevens Jones. So, John Stevens Jr.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yes, the guy who got injured last year. He's going to probably be our third guy in there. McEwen is floating around. We're good with tight ends. But this Brock Wright got big bucks staying in Detroit now. Offensively speaking, I'll talk about another receiver in a minute, but the Cardinals announced exclusive rights free agent wide receiver Greg Dortch. He didn't get a deal from another team like Brock Wright did. He ended up signing his 1-year tender for probably about $2 or $3 million for 1 year. So he's staying there with the Cardinals, probably their third stringer. Now, just finishing up a couple other quickies on defense. The Colts and Julian Blackmon, they agreed terms on a 1-year deal worth up to $7.7 million. Remember, he's a safety cornerback. It includes $3.2 million guaranteed. Safety from the Eagles, Reed Blankenship. He's their starting strong safety, I guess you could say. He signed an extension. I don't think he's that great, but he signed an extension to a fully guaranteed, almost $4 million, $3.935 million over the next 2 seasons. So they got a guy who's like a solid safety, I guess, not great, for basically $2 million a year. For $3.9 over the next 2 years. So he can earn another $1.3 million if somehow He makes a Pro Bowl. There's escalators, and there's also playtime escalators. So I mean, he can make up to I think maybe $1.5 million more on top of that deal in over the 2 years if he does hit those escalators. And finally, one more. There's one big one that we got to talk about. You see on our thumbnail. But the Commanders, they're signing their IPP player participant from that program, the International Player Pathway Program. He's a defensive lineman named Hagi Chisholm Nobusi. He's from Nigeria. He's an international player, was in that international pro day, and he signed with the Washington Commanders. He discovered football on YouTube and eventually landed in Uprise Academy in Ghana, and then went all the way through all the NFL paths and finally got into the NFL now with the Washington Commanders and Dan Quinn. So that's that situation, NFL news-wise. Now, the last piece of NFL news involves the guy on our front cover here on our thumbnail, and he's over here on the right side. And it's Trayvon Diggs, but it's the guy behind him. You see him in the Texans uniforms wearing number 14. That's Stephon Diggs, his brother. They're both in Texas now. And that's because of a blockbuster trade. The Buffalo Bills today finalized a trade to send four-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans, and they get back draft pick considerations, basically compensation. The Bills, they will receive a 2025 second-round pick, which was the Texans' pick they received from the Vikings in another deal. So they received a pick from the Vikings. That pick, which is now the Texans, has now been given to the Bills' second-rounder for next year's draft. The Texans receive Stephon Diggs. They receive a 2024 sixth-round pick. That means they get Stephon Diggs and a sixth-round pick this year. And next year, they also get a fifth-round pick. Pretty good deal there, I would say, for the Houston Texans, right? The Bills are paying $31 million in change on his contract, dead money. The Texans are paying almost $20 million of the rest of his contract. So, again, Trayvon Diggs last year almost had a chance. We go against the Bills, who have been Trayvon Diggs versus his brother Stephon Diggs. Because of the ACL tear, they'll miss the chance to play him last December. Yeah. He gets another opportunity, this time in Dallas, to play him. When the Texans, yes, Eastside, your Texans are coming to Big D in Arlington, and that's when, hopefully, knock on wood, they're both healthy, they go up against each other. The Diggs brothers matchup will be at AT&T Stadium, so that tells me it could be a couple, again, we'll know in May. That's when in May is when the schedule, I think, is announced. But, we'll get the full schedule in May. Be little drips and drabs. We'll get a little bit we'll get some Monday night games and stuff in April, but I think the actual thing comes out. The actual schedule comes out after the draft in May. So Dallas and Houston now becomes a spicier kind of matchup now with the Houston Texans making moves. Now they got the brother matchup there. So
it does kind of suck, like I said in the chat, to know that he's basically just down the road from us.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
listen.
But more than that. Why do the Texans keep trying to copy us, right? We get a Diggs, they get a Diggs, right? Well, they want our tight end. They want
Noah Brown. Yeah. But then you got to remember this too, though.
Smart move by the Texans, though. You
got to remember this, though. Well, again, the thing is, he's going there because he wants a long-term contract. So they're gonna. He has, I think, one more year left on his deal.
Houston has a vested interest in getting quality receivers around their budding quarterback.
Right, C.J. Stroud. Right. So what I'm trying to say is that they have a good team. They're building a good team over there. And to me, it's going to go on Sunday Night Football. It's going to go on Monday Night Football. But to me, the one that makes the most sense, the battle for Texas. How about on Thanksgiving? Texans at Dallas. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. So we'll see whatever. It's going to be a Monday night game, a Sunday night game, or Thanksgiving. Texans at Dallas. Diggs brother versus Diggs brother. Hopefully, knock on wood, they're both healthy and ready to go.
That's one way to make sure the entire state of Texas watches.
Now, I'm going to say this. The whole country will watch. Trust me. Players on new teams that the Cowboys are going to have to face. Listen to this. The Texans have Stephon Diggs. The Ravens are going to have, of course, Derrick Henry. The Falcons, we're going to play them. They have Kirk Cousins. The Eagles, we play them twice a year. They got Saquon Barkley. The Giants, they got Brian Burns twice a year. The Commanders, pretty much our whole Cowboy free agents. And a lot of these teams that we're talking about that we're going to play made moves, improved the multiple areas, were aggressive. We didn't do anything. We did nothing. We did nothing in comparison to some of these teams I said. So one of the guys that we lost is Tyler Biadasz to the Commanders. And, I named a bunch of guys different places. Tyler Biadasz is going to be the starting center over there for the Commanders. He did wrote up a little thank you to the Cowboys and the fans for his years in Dallas as a rookie and till this year. So he's, basically, thanks to him giving it all on his field. I know he did hard work in staying as Dak's kind of like roommate almost to make sure he got the cadence down, the connection down with Dak. He did a great job keeping it. He was Pro Bowler one year.
Look, it is very, very hard to follow up the Fred Beard.
I agree.
And kind of keep your composure.
Yeah.
And I don't think he sucked as bad as some people said he did. I don't think he was as good as any of us were hoping he would be. But either way, thank you, Tyler. And let's get straight from Biadasz.
Yeah,
his final words were...
Yeah, he posted on Instagram, I think. Yes. So let's hear what he said.
Leaving the Dallas Cowboys is bittersweet as it marks the end of an incredible chapter in my football journey. Ever since my childhood, I dreamed of being drafted into the NFL. And on April 25th, 2020, that dream became a reality. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of being part of an amazing team filled with unforgettable moments. While we may not have achieved the ultimate goal of winning a championship, I'm immensely grateful for the success we've experienced and the bonds forged with my coaches and teammates. Mm-hmm. I especially want to thank the Jones family for making it all possible. As I embark on the next chapter with the Washington Commanders, I carry with me the lessons learned and the fond memories from my time with the Cowboys. I'm excited for the new opportunities that lie ahead, but I'll always hold a special place in my heart for the Dallas Cowboys and the fans who supported me throughout this journey. Thank you for everything.
There you go. Tyler Biadasz, his parting words for the Cowboys. We'll see him twice a year, and Michael will be right over his head, ready to fucking blitz him on third down. So get ready for that. So all these guys leaving, and, we can't afford any of these guys, even though we know we can. It all starts and ends with Jerry Jones. Well, Jerry Jones don't care. You know why? Because Jerry Jones, today, according to Forbes, number one in the NFL, of course, I think the number one sports franchise worth, I think over $10.5 billion. But individually speaking, in the sports world, in 2024, Jerry Jones came in as the second richest person in the sports world. So you got Stanley Kroenke was number one. He was 115th in the world, I think. I think he's number 115 in the world. Jerry Jones is 137th in the world.
Oh, it rankles Jerry to not be in that top 100.
Third, so Stanley Kroenke is worth, again, I think he's the, I forgot what team he manages, but, or he owns, but Jerry Jones is he's the next up, and Kroenke's at $16.2 billion, Jerry's at $13.8 billion full worth. So again, we'll see what happens when it comes to this. But again, behind Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft at $11 billion, Arthur Blank at $8.4, and on and on and on. So anyways, just the richest people in the world when it comes to sports. Jerry Jones is the second richest. Number one is he's also a real estate guy. He manages sports teams. So again, Jerry Jones it's just his Dallas Cowboys. Just on that, he's the second richest in the world when it comes to sports.
Crazy. So Other people have to have multiple businesses, and Jerry just has to
have the Cowboys. Yeah, and some oil stuff that helped him get the Cowboys. Now, gotta give a big shot.
He owns the Denver Nuggets.
The
Kroenke. And the Rams.
Kroenke.
And the Rams.
Okay, so he owns a shit. Yeah, he owns two different franchises and two different franchises, each in a different sport. So he's collecting it left and right. That's why he's got him beat by less than $3 billion, and we just got and Jerry just got the Cowboys listed out there in the sports side of things. So, speaking of guys that got some good, fair rewards, let's put DaRon Bland up in the middle of this thing, and he really got himself some extra cash money. Why is that? Because the NFL every year kind of releases with these players every rookie kind of class, when they start to get, I think, into their third year, they get any kind of great seasons, they get extra added bonus money that they earn. And I'm not sure it goes against the cap, but basically on Monday, NFL announced the performance-based pay distributions ahead of this season, and it's a program that compensates all players based on their playing time and salary levels. Now, DaRon Bland was a fifth-round pick for the Cowboys. As NFL defines the performance-based distribution as a supplemental form of player compensation based upon a comparison of playing time to comparison to salary. Like if you play a lot and you're getting paid very little, you're going to get a boost in your money. Players become eligible to receive a bonus in any regular season in which they play at least one official down. So in general, players with higher playtime percentages and lower salaries benefit the most from this pool. And, you had a lot of guys. John Simpson was the one from Baltimore, guard, that received the most. He was drafted in round 4. And he got $974,000, almost $1 million extra. Just, Reed Blankenship from the Eagles got an extra almost $1 million. He was undrafted. So he got almost $1 million because of his playing time and compared to his undrafted salary, right? So he got a big boost. Like I said, former Ravens and current Jets guard John Simpson led all NFL players last season by receiving an extra $974,000. The top earners were announced, and Deron Bland, he made an extra $756,000. So basically, just call it $760,000 for Mr. Deron Bland. Now, that's not like money he gets off the contract or some kind of like, hey, that's part of his deal. No, this is bonus, baby. Okay. It's not earned. You earn it by just doing it. The NFL gives it to you. Like, this is not coming from the Cowboys necessarily. It's coming from the pool of money the NFL has to pay players that are underpaid and yet play a lot.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, so again, he was already going to make whatever he's going to make. On his rookie contract 5th rounder, he gets an extra $760,000. So, and that's going by his proven performance escalator, which, again, we're going to make him over $3 million more total after his recent Pro Bowl trip. Again, that in itself is getting, probably next year, it'll probably get him $3 million. Just because of when you add in what he's expected to get this year. His base salary for 2023, $870,000.
That's basically a joke.
Yeah, that's what you get for being a 5th-round pick.
Yeah.
In your second year. But Deron Bland with $870,000, he just got another $760,000. He almost doubled his salary based on his performance with, of course, 5 pick sixes last year. The playing time, and he played 90.28% of the defensive snaps for the Cowboys in 2023. The second most of everybody on the team outside of Stephon Gilmore. So right now, he's our leading snap getter. Now, we know Diggs would probably be the number one, but nonetheless, Deron Bland lasted all year, over 90% of our snaps. So when you look at this, he didn't get 100% of an increase. He got an 87% increase for his cash earnings. Well-deserved. Congrats to Deron Bland for that. Now, when you look at all of our guys, the top 10 earners, Deron Bland, $760,000. Next, Damone Clark, $683,000. Marquise Bell, $634,000. Jake Ferguson, $623,000. Jalen Tolbert, $514,000. Osa Odigizua, $428,000. Wanye Thomas, $410,000. Tyler Biotish, $368,000. Luke Schoonmaker even made $460,000 more. Sam Williams made $359,000. Just saying, these guys played above the time on the field than as rookies or second-year, third-year guys than expected. Then, saying when you look at how much they're getting paid, which is peanuts when it comes to the NFL salaries, and you look how much they're playing, that's why they got these bonuses. Now, who are the bottom 5 on our list, on our team? Examples, Sean Harlow, practice squad. He got $3,279. Eric Saubert, $5,331. Sheldrick Redwine, $15,469, who's now number 20. Trayvon Diggs actually got some money, guys, because he did play in 2 games. He got $16,201. Carl Davis, the defensive lineman, our practice squad guy, $22,548 because he played 3 games. So that's the way the escalator broke down. Now, we'll talk about the Cowboys here in a minute. I just want to go through one last funny kind of thing here. The Niners, Brock Purdy, who was the last pick of the draft in 2022, I think. In 2023 salary, it was $870,000. He doubled it, or nearly doubled it, just like Deron Bland. Deron Bland actually got more than him because he got only $739,000. Deron Bland got $760,000. So all the money goes through this. Does not affect a team's salary cap. So in case you're wondering, it affects the cap. This is not affecting the cap. This comes from the NFL money, not from the Cowboys money.
So we're not even dipping into our own pool.
Right. This is from the NFL saying, you guys deserve this. You guys earned this. So.
But, sorry, quick question here. Skeptical fans asking, what about Isaac Alarcón?
He, again, not on this list. I don't think he was on our team. He wasn't on our team this year, guys. He was released.
Yeah.
So he was on the Niners. Maybe he got something on the Niners for a little bit. But it just depends, I also, if I'm not mistaken, and I forgot to mention this earlier, I think what's his name? Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
He actually signed with.
I just wasn't sure if that's who you
were
No,
I forgot to mention that earlier.
San Francisco?
I don't think he was with the Niners. It reminds me, though, because my guy here, Dwayne Broussard, reminded me earlier.
And then as you look that up
the
real quick,
Buccaneers are the ones that signed Randy Gregory to a 1-year deal as well. Just wanted to mention that.
So, but yeah, basically that's what it boils down to, Mike Aldana. With these types of deals, the NFL basically says, "Don't worry, man, I got you. I'll top you off a little there. Throw a little change your way for gas money." So, and yes, they end up paying those bonuses on those contracts.
What do you mean? The NFL does, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I was just reading the comment that repeated what you said and agreed with it. So I think Aguilar 04, much love, yeah, and I saw that too. That was very funny, but like I said, it's funny, haha, because obviously he's going to the Texans or whatever, but you can't deny that the Texans, are definitely making some solid moves to put some talent around their young quarterback that they want to actually do something with. Surprise, surprise. Mm-hmm. Why would a team do that? Oh, anyway, let me see. Party with the Stars also asked, we miss Tyrone Smith or fuck him, and move Tyler to left tackle. No, we're definitely going to miss him, but we are probably going to internally say fuck it and move Tyler.
And we have to.
That's my expectation. But I think the draft will probably determine what ends up happening with Tyler.
Yeah. We're going to draft a guard center or a guard tackle in the draft. So, by the way, I want
Seabass, yes,
Seabass in the house. Yes, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. But I do want to say one last thing regarding these what do you call it? These performance payoffs.
Yeah.
And it's not just for young guys; it could be for older guys too.
Right.
And so that's what I'm saying. When you look at Aaron Rodgers, he earned $81.14. He actually got money for his 3 plays. He got $81.14 to the NFL's performance-based pay system. That's the lowest amount among all NFL players last year. The lowest amount. This rewards all the players based on their play time and their base salary. His base salary was very cheap. So very cheap salary, only played 3 snaps. Still got $81. I don't know what he's going to fill up his gas tank. But this, again, it rewards these players based on this. With Rodgers having the opposite situation, he had a high overall salary, low base, and he only played 0.33% of the snaps because of that torn Achilles. So it came to $81.14 for Aaron Rodgers. I think that's funny as fuck. Now, speaking of jets, how about planes? Yeah, commercial pilot style planes. The reason I'm saying that is because we got a guy who, when we get the ball going to him and things get rolling, Dak gets cooking with Brandon Cooks, he's flying like a jet. He is one step closer now to becoming a commercial pilot. Brandon Cooks officially posting about the fact that he earned his instrument rating, which is one of the most valuable ratings you can add to your pilot certification when it comes to aviation. So,
I'll take his word for it because I don't know shit about aviation.
But hey, that's a big congrats to Brandon Cooks and his new, certification when it comes to him being a pilot here. It looks like his post-career is going to be, flying around and stuff. He likes to do it. He flew around a couple Cowboy players over Seattle, I think, last year before the preseason game. That was a little scary. But, he's certified now. He's basically one step away from being 100% professional pilot. So congrats to Brandon Cooks. And also, much love to Jason Renfro taking A. Lavelle, the first drop of the night. But he took down a point off A. Lavelle, down to 7 points. Trayvon Diggs on the stream boss. Jason Renfro.
For tonight's discussion.
Yeah, Jason Renfro, 35 months. And, of course, he's repping that star level membership. What did the man have to say, baby, for that the month of April comment?
The draft isn't far away to begin the search for 6 and beyond. So let's go, Cowboys, and let's get that 6 and beyond. Starting with the draft and free agency, it's time to go do what we need to do.
Damn right.
To get that 6 and beyond.
Damn right.
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. You know it. Appreciate you, Jason Renfro, in the house. As you can see, he's also up on that board above our heads as he's back in that star level membership. We're going to do that raffle here very, very soon as we're finishing up, guys. I told you it'd be a quickie tonight, even though it's 3 days worth of news, info, and updates. Also, if you looked at our shorts, not our actual shorts, but our shorts on YouTube, you'll see a couple of guys busting ass, working out, getting ready for 2024. One of those guys is Micah Parsons. But who is he hanging out with? His twin, Sam Williams.
Nah.
They were trained together at that same place that we saw Derrick Henry training. It was Sanders Fit. He was over there. We saw Micah doing it last week. Now Micah's bringing in Sam Williams. A lot of people say, well, Micah doesn't help his teammates. That's all Micah does. He has them boxing. He has them working out with them. He had last year Dan Quinn working out with them. There's a very good chance, though, this year, baby. You know, with DeMarcus Lawrence kind of ending his reign eventually soon. Micah Parsons all over the field, probably middle and outside, A-gap and outside. Micah and Sam Williams are going to be like the future, possibly the future of this defensive edge rushing core. They're working out together. To me, it's, a step forward with more snaps going Sam Williams. This year, Sam Williams taking over the snaps of Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler. So Micah's getting him ready for the workload here. I like the camaraderie. Good job. Good job, Micah Parsons.
I'm
right?
sorry, but yeah, Sam Williams better step it up.
Better
but also, glad to see that Micah is taking a more active leadership role on the team.
Yeah, and he's been doing it, though. I believe he's been doing it for a couple of years, almost from the beginning. Maybe it's not the first year, but last year he brought in some guys with him.
I know, but it was a little different. It took a while for him to be, I think, fully, I don't want to say fully established, but remember, you can't have two leaders in that room. And whether we like it or not, Tank was more of the leader until I think this past season where you saw that kind of transition happen where Micah's now like the guy.
Yeah.
So now it's time for Micah to be that guy.
Yeah, and he is. Helping out Sam Williams in a big way. Now, what about the moves? You guys heard me talk. We made a move today, guys. We signed someone. We signed an offensive lineman. We signed an offensive tackle, baby.
Oh, boy.
I think our problems are solved. His name is, you know him already, Chuma Adoga. One of the guys you had said we were going to probably sign. You would like to see him back here. The Cowboys are re-signing guard, but really tackle. He was better at tackle. He plays some guard, better at tackle, which is what we need. Chuma Adoga to a 1-year contract. All right, the Cowboys have been high on Chuma Adoga for years since they were evaluating him as a rookie in the draft. But last year, he started in multiple positions for us, as we remember. Left guard and left tackle last year. He played better at left tackle. Still is a backup, not a starter. But he returns to Dallas on the veteran salary benefit. There you go. The Cowboy, the clown show's 3 favorite words, the VSB, which includes a sizable guarantee. But, he also is going to get an extra $300,000 in range, and we're going to save about $300,000 on the cap for this signing. So, instead of paying 1.6, it's going to be 1.3 for us. And he's going to get 1.6 in his pockets. So it works out for both teams. Actually, ours goes from 1.3. Let's say it'll be like 1.3 million. I don't know what the numbers are. He'll get 1.6 in his pocket. And we will pay on the cap only $985,000. So if that's the deal, which it sounds like it is, tomorrow we'll hear it or whatever, the next day. When it becomes official, I'll let you know. But that's what it's going to look like. So he's a swing tackle, which is, he can play left or right. He has 6 starts last year for the Cowboys. Can play not just left or right tackle, but also guard.
Yeah.
Especially at left guard. So he has flexibility to help us out in case Austin Richards is not ready to go left tackle. We have anybody else at the tackle spot. We got Let's Go. We can talk about him in a minute because
he's a solid, versatile backup who is there to do just that and maybe a little more depending on what the heck our O-line looks like.
Right. It just covers the Cowboys, not to starter, but it covers the Cowboys to have a swing tackle left and right side at the very least, right? You got to also remember the Cowboys now have a verifiable, proven swing tackle. Mm-hmm. But we also have Matt Waletzko, to me, is the higher upside if he stays healthy. Matt Waletzko is going to compete with him in training camp. So we'll see how that turns out. But Adoga helps solidify an issue there. If Waletzko can't handle it, Adoga will handle it. One of them will be able to handle it instead of just saying, this guy has to do it or we're fucked. So we got ourselves a swing tackle. Chuma Edoga is back, which is important, but it ain't the answer we need yet to our starting issues, which is center and left tackle as of right now. Again, from the front office, you know what they said? And from the beginning, they said they really wanted to retain Chuma Edoga and Jonathan Hankins in free agency. But they said they wanted to do it at this stage. Of course, Hankins was signed last week in a little earlier stage. We went one of two, right? We got Chuma, we lost Hankins. But we were able to keep a guy who we paid league minimum for, right? The veteran salary benefit, Chuma Edoga. And we were not able to keep the guy who was basically $100,000 more than that. If they really wanted Jonathan Hankins, they would have gotten him. That's what I don't understand. They really only wanted to give Jonathan Hankins the veteran salary benefit. That's it. And he got a couple $100,000 more playing in Seattle than in Dallas. There's no more Hankins. There's no more Quinn here. So he said, let me go to Seattle. Honestly, go with Aiden Dirty, who he knows a lot better.
Adam Dirty.
Adam Dirty.
Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But no, that one, I have to admit, that one's going to be a little bit rough feeling for a bit. Like I said, clearly they did not want Hankins back, regardless of whatever they said, but it just confuses me even more on what their suggestion or plan is outside of Hankins. Yeah. But hey, what do I know?
Listen,
but Tyron Church said it. That makes me feel like we're going to be getting a defensive tackle. I mean,
don't hold your breath.
I was going to say,
I'm going to say this. First of all, not in the first round. First round is going to be center guard combo guy or guard tackle combo guy. That's what we're going to get in the first round. I'm almost sure of it. There's no way the Cowboys are going to go Mozzie Smith in the first round and then another defensive lineman. But Devondre Sweat in the second round, I'm thinking maybe even third round. I'm thinking we trade back and add something there. We can maybe get that defensive tackle. There's a couple good players there we can get in the third round. Fourth round if we grab a fourth rounder in a trade back. So, yeah, we might draft the guy there. We got Mozzie there. But we're not going to be drafting a high defensive tackle in this draft. In my opinion, not in the first round and probably not in the second round. So once you get to the third round, now at this point, they're not going to be necessarily impactful guys day one, especially playing in the trenches.
Not in the draft. Like we're going to just sign some other.
I think there's a couple guys. There's a guy from New England. There's a couple guys just floating around out there that you could definitely pick them up and plug a hole. They'll be like Hankins like. They'll be, you can say Hankins like or Hankins light. But if they're Hankins light, we're fucked. They got to be Hankins like. And there's still a couple guys out there floating around. I still think there's what's that guy that I wanted to get last year? He was gone for a minute. Ruggs or no? I forgot his name, from the Lions, and then they let him go.
Henry, right?
The Chargers picked him up, and then he's now Diggs. I forgot his name. One of you guys know who I'm talking about. To me, he's a guy that is still floating around out there. I would love to have him on this defense. You can pay him the veteran salary benefit. There's a lot of guys out there you can plug in there. I agree with Tyron Church on that. Drafting-wise, I would be less, I would be less confident about drafting an early first, second, or third round, day one or two defensive tackle. I'd be a little bit surprised if that happened. But Chuma Edoga, offensive lineman, he's our swing tackle now, guaranteed. They got to beat him out. Well, Let's Go's got to beat him out for that spot. Awesome Richard got to beat him out for that spot. At least we got someone that can. At least we know can handle it. So you guys brought me right into the final part of this thing, which is the draft, and we got big stuff going on. This is really the biggest thing, as you can see. It's kind of my main topic tonight, and it's the top. I'm not gonna say top 30 because it's not top 30. It's just their 30 visit rookies that you bring in. You only pick 30 guys you bring into your facility, and you give them a deeper questioning, breakdown, details of what you want to see from them, what you think of them, and you can work them out and do other things as well. So, very important time at the start for the Cowboys. The Cowboys had, this is April now, the first of the 30 visit guys coming in today. Well, I should say today as in Monday, all the way through Friday. So we're going to have all the 30 visit guys coming in this week. Most of the time, the players the Cowboys select or sign a lot of times we sign priority undrafted guys that we have on our list. I mean, they pass through. They've come to the top to a 30 visit in Dallas. So Cowboys always get a lot of undrafted free agents and draft picks out of this 30 visit group of guys. And also, the Cowboys held on Tuesday. That started Monday. On Tuesday, the Cowboys held the Dallas Day workout. It's basically a pro day. It's basically a free way of like checking out the local teams in your area and guys that were locally from the Dallas area and Arlington region. I think it's like a 100-mile radius. Anybody born or played in the high school, played in any of the colleges surrounding that area, are automatically eligible to be part of Dallas's pro day kind of thing, Dallas Day. They had the workout there on Tuesday. So the Cowboys decided to host a lot of local talented draft prospects. And the Cowboys got visits. These are not 30 visit guys. This is Dallas Day guys.
Okay.
They got visits from several locals. And I think one of them is Byron Murphy from the Texans. Not the Texans, but the Texas Longhorns, who's one of the best 3-tech interior guys in the league, like in this draft. So I don't think the Cowboys will be able to draft him. He will be gone too early. The Cowboys spoke with him. Jatavon Sanders, tight end. Cowboys spoke with him. Cowboys spoke with Texas running back Jonathan Brooks. No surprise there. Then you also saw Cowboys bring in some guys for the 30 visits, like FSU running back, and there's a guy that's important to keep a note because I think he'd be gone like maybe third roundish. He'll be there. Trey Benson. A lot of people like this guy for the case. He's a power kind of runner. He's kind of got both things, though, physicality and the ability to make moves. Trey Benson is some of the list of the Cowboys' big time prospects that visited the Cowboys yesterday, today, visit tomorrow, all the way till Friday. So running back from FSU, a name we've heard before, he's also a guy visiting the Cowboys, which is big. TCU running back, another running back. We're kind of giving away what we're going to do here, right? TCU running back, which is, again, a Dallas Day guy. Mm-hmm. Imani Bailey, he was one of the Cowboys, one of the 30 visits, but he's a local guy, so it gives the Cowboys an opening there to be able to take somebody else into that. But actually, let me rephrase that. Even though he's from TCU, he was not part of Dallas Day. My fault. He is part of the 30 visit guys. So they really like this Imani Bailey from TCU. Oh. Not even using the freebie. They're using one of their 30 visit guys. So again, he's a 30 visit. So now you got Trey Benson, Jonathan Brooks. You got Imani Bailey, and Marshawn Ali. These are all the known running backs. Jonathan Brooks. These are the known running backs that the Cowboys are doing top 30. I gotta stop saying top 30. The guys the Cowboys are doing 30 visits with. These are the top running backs of this draft class. And the Cowboys are obviously interested in most of them. So
obviously,
that's a prime spot for the Cowboys. Second or third round, right? I would say second or third round for the Cowboys at running back.
I think this is the Cowboys' answer in response to we overspent at running back the last few years. So they're pivoting in a completely different direction and going back to the tried and true. If we get a rookie to do it, we can do the same job for cheap. So now at least in this case, the rookie stands a chance of maybe being able to give us something or show something here, right? So just saying, it doesn't seem like there's going to be much of a fight or competition there to end up as our number one running back.
If we pick him second or third, he's our number one guy. The Cowboys are trying to say, this is our number one guy.
Yeah, but as we know, number one guys can still get knocked off by number two guys if they haven't
gotten
up to snuff.
That'd be a failure if Rico Dowdle beats him. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with that statement.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
like he still has to go out there and actually beat out the guys he's supposed to beat out.
He's got to earn his position.
Perform.
Yeah, but the Cowboys are going to put him on a pedestal like he's the best running back since sliced bread, and because he was like the third.
$10.
Well, that's because he's a third round draft pick. I hope not a second round draft pick, which I think there's better talent. We don't have to use that running back, especially Jonathan Brooks, who is already banged up. So I'm looking third round, and I'm actually looking fourth round running back. Trading back a little bit in the first round, you easily get a fourth rounder. That would get us a secured running back that I just mentioned on this list. Trey Benson, maybe not, but someone like him. Jason Renfro said, hold up, I'm not waiting for anybody to knock this down anymore. I'm taking the stream boss over. There is a change of hands there. A. Lavelle passing the torch over to Jason Renfro with that $7 Trayvon Diggs holler. What did Mr. Jason Renfro have to say, baby?
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
And that's 6 now. Starting with free agency and the draft.
Free agency has been almost over. we're struggling through this. Now we're at the draft, right? So finishing with this draft, hey, listen, free agency, the Cowboys will be going in free agency for a running back and an offensive lineman and a defensive player here. You know, they're going to go for some guys in the after the draft passes when there's no more compensatory picks left to be lost. Now, just really quickly, guys, some names on the top, on the visit of the names of rookies coming in for the 30 visit. All right? And some new names that popped up on the list yesterday. Offensive tackle, one of the best, Talis Fuaga from Oregon State. Running back, like I said, Trey Benson. Center, JPJ from Oregon. Jackson Powers Johnson, which I really like him at the center spot. I also love Graham Barton from Duke. He's another guy the Cowboys are taking a 30 visit with. Great news for me. I think he's the guy for the Cowboys at 24 or even 31 if we trade down. You also got running back Bucky Irvin. So I got to add his name also, another running back from Oregon, to the list of about 6 running backs the Cowboys are watching. Michigan linebacker Junior Colson. Wisconsin running back Braylon Allen, another running back. And then you got Missouri defensive lineman Darius Robinson. So these 7, 8, 9 guys added to the list. Of course, I told you guys Byron Murphy was a Dallas Day guy, but also is classified as a 30 visit guy for the Cowboys. He's scheduled with the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. Not only 2 teams for Byron Murphy, the second. If the Cowboys get him in any way, that's jackpot. That would be a jackpot if the Cowboys hit that. So he is one of the premier defensive players in this class. He has you talk about having explosion. Mozzie has no explosion, but this guy has the most explosion on everybody off the defensive line, on the interior defensive line. So the explosion of the premier defender. He has an over 300-pound frame. So if he's there at pick 24, I'm taking him. This Byron Murphy. He won't be there though. And then you look at another guy from
you never know, but yeah.
A guy from the Shrine Bowl, which of course was in Dallas at the Star in Frisco. Had a great workout on his pro day in Dallas. Was interior defensive lineman Jawan Briggs, and to me, he's a guy you could look for later in the draft. You talked about what Tyrone Church said. Mm-hmm. Getting a guy in free agency would be smart, but you can grab a guy like this later in the draft to kind of see if he's got something with him, because he had 39 bench press reps. He ran 5 seconds in the 40-yard dash. He's 313 pounds. No interior defensive lineman at the combine, 305 pounds or more, was able to run 5 seconds or under, 5 seconds or better. So he's the fastest.
How do you say that fast and that big?
It's incredible. So he has that. He's very physical, and he's very powerful. All right, but he has compact explosiveness, which is something the Cowboys need on the interior. So to me, when you look at his clips on the pro day and the Shrine practices, he stands out. A guy that can drop in that 5th and 6th round, the Cowboys are going to snatch him up there. I just want to say one last thing about Jawan Briggs. Keep an eye on him late in this draft for the Dallas Cowboys. Some good things kind of coming out of that Big 12 Pro Day at the Ford Field, at the Ford Center. The Cowboys really like him. They're letting the cat out the bag. So, 6th rounder. He's got 2 7th rounders. That first 7th rounder would not surprise me if he's still there to see a guy named Jawan Briggs, being drafted by the Dallas Cowboys there. Out of Big 12. So, again, when you look at this, another name I got to add to the list, offensive tackle Matt Conclaves. All right? He has a 30 schedule with the 8 teams. Steelers are one of the teams. The Cowboys are another one of the teams. So he's a 30-day visit for the Cowboys. He was a Shrine Bowl attendee, but could not perform because of an injury. He had the opportunity to meet the Cowboys and other teams in Frisco. He played in here's the deal though, he played in only 3 games this last year because he had a toe injury. And it was still nagging him at the pro day. So when you look at him and see what can this Conclaves do, he's a big beefy lineman, experienced at both right and left tackle. So again, another kind of, he's a guy that could maybe come in there and kick one of our, let's go or Chumadoga out of there. If we draft him, he actually can do something there. But he's not a natural knee-bending tackle. He lacks leverage as a projected guard and has the mass and power to execute blocks inside. So, again, decent athlete for his size, but he's limited as a moving blocker. He is sound in pass protection, though. The biggest issue is inability to change direction quickly against counter moves and twist moves. So, Conclaves, again, maybe he gets a shot to prove himself at tackle early in his career. but the limited foot quickness will kind of make that margin for error just that much more obvious. So the physical traits, the two-position flexibility, can make him a middle-round pick with an eventual starter potential. Cowboys want to make a move with a Conclavis. You can see him in the 6th round if he's there, maybe 5th round. Offensive lineman, tackle guard type of guy, can play both spots. The Cowboys have him as a 30 visit. I'm not talking about him because I like him. I'm talking about him because he's a 30 visit. So, when you look at our 30 visit group here, we have about 16 or 17 names out of 30. And I'll go through them real quick, guys. Oregon State offensive tackle Talise Fuaga. Running back Trey Benson, Florida State. Running back Bucky Irvin from Oregon. Center Jackson Powers Johnson from Oregon. Linebacker Junior Colson from Michigan. Defensive edge rusher Darius Robinson from Missouri. Offensive lineman Graham Barton from Duke. That's one of my favorites there. Running back Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. Jonathan Brooks, running back from Texas. Trevin Wallace, linebacker for Kentucky, a day 3 pick type of guy. Edgerrin Cooper, be a 2nd round guy from Texas A&M, a linebacker, possible there. I talked about Matt Conclavis already, mid-round, late-round kind of guy from Pittsburgh. Linebacker Nathaniel Watson from Mississippi State. Linebacker Jordan McGee, also a mid-round type of guy from Temple. Linebacker Peyton Willis from North Carolina State. Of course, defensive tackle Byron Murphy II. That would be a 1st round pick. That would be a 24 overall pick if we got him. Talked about all the running backs already. Add in there Rasheen Ali, as I said already, running back. He's a guy to keep an eye on. Also receiver Malachi Corley. So you got about, a good 20 out of the 30 names already known for our 30 visit guys. A lot of these guys are not just 1st and 2nd rounders. A lot of these guys are 5th, 6th rounders that we're bringing in. And we will be drafting some of these guys. Some of them will be undrafted too.
Yeah, and as we see the positions of these guys and even the people who are not on that official 30 list, again, you're starting to sense a theme. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I very confidently would probably bet some money that the Cowboys draft a running back in the first 3 rounds.
Right. I'm going to say...
Right? Like
some
of these aren't too hard to either guess or figure out.
Running back is a 3rd, or we go if we get into a 4th round pick, we go trade back. 3rd or 4th rounder, I think, and it's even 2nd rounder if we're crazy.
I think it's more
offensive lineman is 1st round. Yes. In my opinion. So you're seeing offensive lineman 1st round, a 3rd or 4th round if we drop back, a running back. 2nd rounder could be linebacker, it could be receiver. I mean, the Cowboys can go anywhere at that 2nd round, or let's go crazy at running back. So you got these 3 spots. I don't know. I would love to add another pick in the 3rd round, or I'm saying we can get 4 top 100 picks. You get yourself 4 kind of starters right there, in my opinion. Offensive lineman, linebacker, if you want to add one in there. You get a running back in there. Do you throw in a receiver in the mix? I don't know what the Cowboys want to do, but there's a lot of places we can go. We go cornerback, although there's not many cornerbacks brought in. Mainly the Cowboys are bringing in running backs, linebackers, and offensive linemen. That's what the Cowboys are mainly doing all over this board. I'm thinking linebacker could be more 5th or 6th round, to be honest with you guys. Like the guy from Kentucky, or a couple of these other guys. McGee from Tennessee, from Temple. So a lot of different names on this list. As we wrap it up for tonight, guys, and do the raffle.
That's right.
Which we got to do here in a minute. A couple takeaways I want to just say about our offensive line. All right, and just saying this, TJ Bass, according to most sources in Dallas, is going to be given a shot to start at left. Whoa, we got Mike Aldana in the membership. Why is that?
Woo!
The man, Jason Renfro, the man of the night tonight.
That's right.
Gifting a membership.
I was said into the ring, but onto the board there as the gifting membership
leader now.
Right now,
yes. Yeah. Much love to Jason Renfro, who took over as the current stream boss, 100 points up there, but also has taken over as the current leader on our gifting membership board with 1 on it right now, currently. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, Skeptical is going to want his crown for 3 in a row, but Jason said, hold up, I'm coming for this one here. And I'm coming for that lead here early in the week, which is really midweek already. Appreciate you, Jason Renfro. He is 1st on the gifting board, and he's 3rd on the overall board, closing in on SCO971, who's a little bit in front of him still. Thank you, Jason. Much love. The little mini takeover from Jason Renfro right there. So when I'm finishing this up about the draft, a couple important offensive line kind of things to note. TJ Bass will be given a shot to start at left guard if Tyler Smith moves to left tackle. That means the Cowboys would go Graham Barton at center. We'll have T.J. Bass at left guard and Tyler Smith at left tackle. That's what it would. That's an example of what it would look like. We're going JPJ or Graham Barton. Those are center guards. So that means we're popping out. Left tackle is going to be Tyler Smith, which is very possible is going to happen. And T.J. Bass, the guy they want starting at left guard. Sounds like the front office wants this. So they are committed, the front office. The word is they're committed to his development. Remember, he's an undrafted rookie last year. They also said that Talise Fuaga from Oregon State, that he's visiting the Star this week as part of the 30 visits. And there's no way he'd still be on the board, though, when the Cowboys pick at 24. That's the word out there. So don't look like, we can want him all we want. Cowboys are bringing him in on a visit. It doesn't sound like Talise Fuaga is going to even be an option for the Cowboys. So to me, that the Cowboys could be maybe saying, hey, can we trade up? I'm going to give you a little hint. They ain't enough for the Cowboys to trade up for this guy, in my opinion. He is one of the best offensive linemen in this draft. If you want to think all in, let's trade our picks and move up. The Cowboys ain't going all in. I do not expect any kind of move like that. And I will say this, do not be surprised, this is according to many sources, if the Cowboys use another pick in the draft on another offensive lineman before the second night is done. So, people are saying first round, third round offensive lineman. It's deep at tackle and center. So why not go third round? You're getting a second round grade guy, maybe, That's a possibility. I think we mentioned that before. I think another possibility is we trade back a couple spots, add a fourth rounder in there. So that running back we wanted in the third, we can just get him in the fourth now and get that other offensive lineman, solidify that in the third round, and still get an offensive lineman dropping back from 24 to 31. You're going to get yourself at least a fourth or third rounder, and you're still getting Graham Barton. That's a deal to me. That's the way you kind of mix and match and make it work. I'm not going to get too hype because I know how this freaking front office works, but Will McClay is the only saving grace. He's allowed to do a little magic. Sometimes the Cowboys can make a move here and there. Just don't let Stephen Jones handle that stuff. 2 holes on the offensive line at center and tackle. It feels like the Cowboys could trade back and still take it before the second day ends. 2 offensive linemen, one on day 1 and one on day 2, possibly. That's what I'm hearing when it comes to the offensive line and all the situations, in that. So maybe a couple of quick comments before we get to the big raffle for our star and over everything level family.
So Mr. Seabass said, so the needs are linebacker, running back, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, center, and wide receiver, right? So 6 picks, and we've got a total of 7.
Did he say? Did he say corner?
He did not.
Yeah, because to me, we have no depth at corner. Now, I believe that offensive line and at corner and other places, the Cowboys may go after the draft or maybe even right before the draft and make a pickup or 2 cheap ones to kind of solidify depth at corner. But right now, Nashawn Wright's the next guy up, and that scares the Nashawn shit out of me. So, yeah, I'm not happy about those moves at all. At all. With all those openings, even if we hit on the 7th rounder, both 7 rounders, they ain't starting. They're not going to fill a hole for us. We're going to have to use the guys we got right now in this team to fill the holes currently.
So Mike, Aldana saying we'd have to trade up for Fuaga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cowboys are meeting with him. There's no way in hell the Cowboys would get him unless they trade up, and we got barely anything to trade up with. So I don't even see. Let's not even think about that happening.
Yeah, and Dark Raven wants to know, is MCF After Dark happening tonight?
It should be happening. Again, one of those quicker ones, 2 hours. 2 hours or so. So we'll see you over there if you do hang over there, party for a little bit tonight. A little party. Not crazy, 6-hour party. Maybe a 2-3 hour party. We'll see how it goes. Always play the hip-hop. Always listen to my music. That's mainly for me to chill. We get others that want to talk and argue and discuss other things. Politics, religion, whatever. We do it all there in MCF After Dark. But yes, probably going to happen. Probably by about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half.
So, and Seabass is kind of saying it. Yeah, with corner, that's 7 total needs, so we have to kill this draft. Every single pick has to be a hit.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. We're going to have some holes. I'm going to tell you.
Brennan J. I don't think a trade for Josh Allen will be happening anytime soon.
And we still going to have Dak this year, so that ain't happening anytime soon.
So let me keep rolling here. Let me see. El Cool, Take It Easy, Much Love. We have, of course, Mike Aldana. Thank you, Jason Renfro, again, for showing the love. The gifted memberships drop there.
And now, why don't we do what we got to do here, baby? And let's do this raffle. Let me clear the table, so to speak.
As you do that, I'll keep on rolling with some of the shout-outs here, right? Tyrone Church, Mike Aldana, Jason Renfro. If I repeat your name, it's all good. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So we have El Cool, 12 Man Off Grid. The man C. Bass himself. Let me see. Party with the Stars. Rolando Rodriguez. Mike Aldana, James Ottawa. What about a beer chug contest?
No, that was yesterday. Oh my God.
Let me see. Yes, lead commander.
That was
And
funny.
Aztec Aguilar 4, much love. Chalk to Montana 808, of course. Brandon J. All of you guys again. Thanks for hanging with us. But baby,
Let me explain this real quick.
do it.
Let me explain it because we got ourselves. First, let me start here. Seabass, who is, again, he counts in the over everything for the month of March. He was in there for basically every day. I think he ended it. He fell out of it like on the 31st of the 1st, but he counts as in it. So much love to Seabass. Lincoln Kane. Ooh, Andy Posh is, I think, he was also in it. I think he dropped out as well, but he was in it for March. Mary Alvarez, The Lunatic, Dwayne Broussard, Skeptical Fam, Marissa Sparkle, and Jason Renfro. These are all of these star and over everything level members. The only over everything here is Seabass. Oops. The only over everything here is Seabass. He gets 2 memberships. It's 2 raffles when you got the over everything memberships. I can't see. Can you see all the names up top? Because these are the 4 that won. Yeah. These are the winners of the Cash App and the sponsor of the week board. Much love. In no particular order. Deadfool, Jeremy the Bram Man, Bramlet, McLovin, and Harley Dad. So appreciate everybody on this list, all the stars and all the over everythings. And of course, appreciate, you guys being part of this. Let me actually fix this here. You guys being part of the first weekly winner raffle, right? This is kind of the first time we're doing this. When we have the asterisks are either the bonus bonus raffle like Seabass, or you were a weekly winner and were added to this monthly raffle. So what can they win, baby? Let's go through it and actually give it one last shout out here on how can they win.
Again, the lucky winner will be able to choose their choice of jersey, guys. Again, any player, style, and size that we have available. And I guess I should throw out there any team as well, right? Since we do have a few technically non-Cowboy fans here. Anyway, the point is, yes, any player, style, size. You've seen us here right at MCF Rep, our very own. So whether you want to rep it old school or new, or football, or I guess another sport, we got you.
Okay, Cowboy Mosh style, you know it. Thank you all for being in the Star and Over Everything membership raffle, and thank you for the weekly winners. When they take over the board, they take over the board. So, baby, are you ready? Let's crown the champion. Let's get down and crown the champion. Submit, and let's see who the winner is, guys. Ooh. As it flickers through all the different names, we got McLovin. Ooh. That's going to be interesting. The first non-Cowboy winner. Wow.
There we go.
McLovin. We're going to talk to Cowboy Mosh. We're going to see the jersey. He's going to want Dan Marino. Watch. Dan Marino or Tua. We'll see what happens. McLovin, the Dolphin fan, is the Muck winner here. After, really, he dominated for like the last 2 months. This past month, he dominated one of those months. We got Barbenders.
Thank you for subbing it up.
Welcome to the family. Yes. Appreciate you. And big congrats to McLovin, one of the weekly winners, taking the jersey. And just, hey, so that's a way of getting in. Even if you're not in the membership or in the over everything on the star level, you could still win this monthly jersey raffle. Congrats to McLovin. Much love to all the winners, Harley Dad and Jeremy Bramlett and Deadfool. And, of course, the star level members, all you guys. And, of course, the over everything level member, Seabass, who currently will be off the next one unless he jumps back into membership. But there you go.
From him sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we do owe him one more visit on here. We want to know his opinions on free agency. Ooh, that's going to be fun. But McLovin, in the meantime, he is the winner here at MCF when it comes to this month's March jersey raffle. I'll have to let him know after dark. He was the big winner. Congrats to you, sir. in our first, I hate to say it, our first non-Cowboy win. Damn. Hey, look, it took what? Like 6.5, almost 7 years for a non-Cowboy to win?
That's a very good point.
We held it off for as long as we could, family, as long as we could. So, on that note, as we kick off a new week, and here now, of course, the first day of the week, which is a Wednesday. I know we missed the last two. We'll be back probably tomorrow. Again, if there's drippings of news of hardly any, we may have to go on Friday. We don't want to waste your time, guys, and bullshit you guys. But we are giving you the facts here of our Dallas Cowboys on the nightly if possible. And if it's not, it's a roundup of the last 3 nights or 2 nights, whatever it may be. But we will be back again here at MCF, hopefully tomorrow, dropping some more information, maybe another signing or two of some cheaper free agents. Remember, when you sign Chuma Edoga, you don't pay comp picks on that. It's our own guy. So there you go. Jerry, the richest man in the world. Trayvon Diggs going to be meeting Stephon Diggs, his brother, sometime this year, maybe Thanksgiving. And, of course, the draft. All those guys you see there, part of the crop of the top guys we're looking at in this draft, the 30-visit rookies coming down. That's the deal here, guys. And we'll talk about this and much more here on MCF. But before we can do that, any last comments in the chat? I will shout out those tonight here, like Skeptical Fan, Roger Asher, and Jason Renfro with the drops from above tonight. As you can see, the sponsor of the week is Harley Dad, and he's also the king of that Cash App. Much love to Harley Dad this past week, champion, even though he's a Niner fan. Appreciate you here being an MCF family, member. Jason Renfro, 99 points on the Stream Boss. He's also in the lead currently on the gifting board. But we got the man going back-to-back, Skeptical Fan, in first place up there. I also appreciate Skeptical being part of the star level back in there as well as he's right on Jason Renfro's tail on the overall board. That battle continues, but who's winning the overall board? It's the same guy on both of them. Cash App and overall leader, McLovin. You know he's dropping the love. So appreciate you, McLovin, as he's back trying to take basically, 6 out of 7 weeks he had the sponsor of the week. And the Cash App, and maybe 5 out of 7 weeks he had the Cash App. And he's had that sponsor of the week, about 7 times in 10 weeks. So McLovin's been dominating. And he's also tonight's big winner. Happened to be the jersey winner with his one raffle entry for being a weekly winner. Congrats. So he's also leading the board and on and on. We'll see what happens after dark and how this board changes. But right now, appreciate you, Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, who dropped the PayPal pre-stream. Roger Asher, Skeptical, back in the memberships. And everybody in the after dark sessions. Thank you all. On that note, baby. Any last shout-outs in there before we call it a night?
We see Seabass, El Cool, Jason Renfro, Mike Aldana, Chalk to my 1008, Brandon J, Raven, and no, we thankfully got everybody here.
Yeah, it's a wrapped up night here, under an hour and a half for 3 nights. That's pretty good. We did a good job here, guys.
That also kind of lets you know why maybe you didn't see MCF Monday, Tuesday, because our Cowboys are making so many free agent moves. We can't even see them.
Yeah, so we'll be on After Dark. We were on there more right now because it's not Cowboys really news. So we'll be on After Dark. At least tonight we will be. I will be for a little bit. So join me there. Some music, some fun, some drinking, some chilling, and who knows what else. Some craziness sometimes happens. But we'll be doing that, tonight, tomorrow, the next night. We'll see what happens. This is different. If the news comes out, we got news. We're going to talk about it. We'll be back again tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight for another one here. Baby, you got to let everybody know why we do this on the nightly, or as close to the nightly as possible, when there's news, info, and updates on our Cowboys. What's it about?
It's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
You know it. Win, lose, or draw. Good, bad, or ugly. Even Jerry Jones, the supporter of the team, the head honcho, we still know it's the star over everything here in MCF. And on this channel, almost 7 years, guys. July 1st will be 7 years. A couple months away. 7 years on YouTube here on MyCowboysFamily. And never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever on this channel. As always, and never ever forget it. Go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Woo. Thank you for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. All night. Thank you guys for the drops. We can't do this without the back and forth. Also, the drops of love. Not just of knowledge, but the drops of love from above and the support. Thank you guys on that side, whether here or after dark. Appreciate the love. And, of course, as we clock out officially and drop out under 90 minutes for 3 days of Cowboy news, info, and updates, we'll be back again, hopefully tomorrow, with more news, info, and updates on our Cowboys, and discuss hopefully something good going on the right direction, getting reset on the track, going the right way. I don't know. We're hoping. But anything that comes out, we're going to talk about it here tomorrow. If it's major, we'll definitely be talking about it tomorrow. So we'll see you then, baby. Before we can drop out for the night, let everybody know what we got to do first.
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. Beat's been dropped. It is a full wrap here at MCF, My Cowboys Family. And yes, it is a wrap-up of everything the last 3 days. News, info, updates, a full wrap-up here on MCF and another Cowboys chat. Yes, we talked about it all. The Diggs brothers, why didn't he come to Dallas? Because he's $20 million and he wants another bigger contract. We ain't doing that. No. But he'll be facing his brother, Trayvon Diggs, hopefully, if they're both healthy. Knock on wood they are. And probably, Thanksgiving, I'm going to call it. We got Chuma Edoga back, a backup swing tackle. We got a whole bunch of guys coming to see the Cowboys. When it comes to the top rookies that we like in this draft, a 30 visit, yeah, that's gonna be what's coming. Jerry's eyeballing that as well as his dollar bills, y'all. He's watching that. He's one of the second richest guy of all sports, Jerry Jones. We talked about it all here on MCF. It's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star of everything. Again, guys, never forget the number one thing here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to all you guys in the house, even the haters in the back. Appreciate you all. Make sure you hit that like. Helps out the analytics for the stream. Hit the subscribe. Keep growing the channel. 34,400 people and beyond. Thank you guys for growing it. Now hit that notification bell to on all videos so you know when we're going live on the nightly, hopefully the nightly. Now, guys, we'll see you on After Dark. Catch us on the Discord. Follow us on Twitter, X, at My Cowboys Family. All the rest of the info is in the description down below. Much love. Stay safe, everyone. Peace out. We'll see you back here hopefully sooner than later. And never, ever forget, Yo Cowboys!